Hi, friends. Sherri Leopold here with another episode of Woman of Worth 2022. And I'm with 2022 Woman of Worth Award winner, Debbie Morton. And she is amazing. Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you, Sherri. Thank you for having me.
I am so proud to give you this award. You are such an extraordinary woman. And as we celebrate Women's History Month, you are definitely someone who is writing her own history, penning her own story, and putting her stake in the ground in your place in history. So, congratulations on being a Woman of Worth Award winner.
Thank you. I appreciate you and I appreciate this award so much. Thank you.
So, Debbie, what does it mean to you to be a woman of worth? What does that like bring up in you?
It's interesting because for me, to be a woman of worth is just making a difference in someone's life, like making someone else around you truly better. And then there's different stages. There are also the women who create a movement or a legacy and are a woman of worth. But I don't want to take anything away from the incredible moms who are raising amazing children who are going to be our future. And then we have women in business who are empowering others to be the best that they can be and the success that they can become. And so for me, it's a wide range, but in simplicity, it's a woman who truly makes a difference in someone else's life.
Oh, I love that. That's so well put. And you are that woman of worth on so many levels. And it's one of the things that I really enjoy about being in your network is that you always pour into others with your gifts, which are many. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do and how you serve people?
Absolutely. I First of all, it started about 5 years ago. I had closed down a brick and mortar business and wanted to create an online business. I wanted a laptop lifestyle. I wanted to be able to travel the world and create income from anywhere in the world. And at the time, it was kind of a desperate situation. I had just gotten remarried, and my husband and I both lost our entire retirement savings in two separate Ponzi schemes, and it totaled about $1 million. And so there we were. I was 56 years old. He was 66 years old. We had no money, no income, and wanted to, basically, we just needed to figure out how to earn an income. And I didn't want to go back to corporate America. So I needed to figure out how to build an online business. And it wasn't easy. I spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of time. I went down a lot of roads that didn't work. The shiny object syndrome. Oh, I'll take this class, go into that course, and nothing seemed to work. And then once I got it figured out, and once the success started to happen, my passion is helping other people because I don't want them to go down the same road that I traveled. I don't want them to have the same struggles. I don't want them to have to invest the kind of money into programs that not that they didn't work, but there maybe wasn't the proper screening before they went into that program. And so my passion right now is leading. I lead a organization of entrepreneurs, and I have a Facebook community, and we empower. First of all, we help people get out of the 9 to 5 and into being a solopreneur if that's what they want to be. As a solopreneur, you're trading time for money. If you're in the hospital, you don't make an income. And so we'll equip solopreneurs to build a business, but also educate that true freedom comes from residual income. And that's having a business model that pays you while you sleep. And there's different ways to do that. And then once you have that success, you need to learn how to make your money work for you. And so through the struggles that I've had, I'm really passionate to lead a community helping individuals in wherever they are in that journey be the best that they can be.
And I love that because I am part of that community and I appreciate that. And you do exactly what you said that you do, which is amazing. And which is why this keeps coming up during this series is the ripple of blessings. And that's really what you are doing as well as you help someone really sort of craft their life path is that it is impacting the next generation, as you mentioned with the woman of worth. And that is truly what you do on a daily basis, and one of the things I appreciate about you. But I do want to ask, because you've had lots of interesting things that you've done along the way in your life, is there a woman in your history that has impacted who you are today, and what you're doing today?
Absolutely. When I was growing up, my mom had a brain tumor. And she had like the mentality of an 8-year-old, which is a lot of fun when you're 8 and your mom is doing silly things. But as I grew up, she wasn't a mother figure to me, but I had an Aunt Joyce, who was just an incredible inspiration. And I remember when I was probably 8 years old being at her house. My mom was in the hospital quite often, and so I would stay with my Aunt Joyce and a couple of other aunts that I had. But I remember Aunt Joyce learning to type. And this is, I'm dating myself, this is 50 years ago, right? A little more than 50 years ago. She was learning to type, and she's like, "Sweetie, I'm going to get me a job. And if I'm going to get me a job, I have to learn to type." And so Aunt Joyce learned to type, and she got a job. Back then it was called a secretary. She was so excited when she got a job as a secretary. But then she said, "Sweetie, I want a house with a pool. And I can't buy a house with a pool if I'm just a secretary. I'm going to be a broker." She got a job as an in an insurance company. She's like, "If I want to get that house with a pool, I'm going to get me my," and I'm talking exactly how my Aunt Joyce said, "I'm going to get me my insurance license and I'm going to go to work as an insurance broker." So she did that. She got her insurance license. And within about 10 years, she had her own insurance agency and she was employing multiple insurance agents. And I remember Aunt Joyce being kind of the black sheep, like no one could understand that entrepreneurial spirit she had. It's like just go to work and get a job. And Aunt Joyce was just driven. And I take after her a lot. Like she would set a goal, she would announce her goal, and she went for it and she did it. And so she's just always been somebody who's been an inspiration to me. I've watched her go through challenges to get to where she wanted to be. And I've so appreciated her encouragement for me when I started on my entrepreneurial journey and her being my biggest cheerleader. So definitely my Aunt Joyce.
Oh, I love that. And wow, so great to have such a strong woman in your network in your life. I think that's amazing. And it's been interesting hearing all the different types of people and where they are in people's life that have been impacting them. And that's definitely just another example of the ripple of blessings. That she was doing her own thing, but she didn't realize that she was impacting you and your future as well. So that's
Mhm.
really cool. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
So you mentioned struggles and challenges, and we all have them. Is there something that you went through that was, I know you mentioned, losing the money and things like that. Is there something that you did that helped you navigate through those challenging times, Debbie?
So I remember distinctly a time, it was probably about 8 or 9 years ago. I was recently divorced. I had a business. Um, and having been divorced, it's like the couple's friends kind of split. I was so busy working my business, 14, 16, 18 hours a day that I just didn't have time for social activities. And I remember sitting on the couch with my dog, watching TV, and just thinking, like, if something happened to me, like, who would even plan my future or my funeral? My parents were in a boarding care. They were both terminal at the time. I don't have any brothers and sisters, no nieces, no nephews. I have no children of my own. And I just remember in that moment feeling so alone. Like what would happen to me if something happened to me? I don't even know. And it was really a turning point in my life when I realized I need to take control over this and I need to become the best that I can be and who I am meant to be. And it started me on a road of personal development. And and I would really say that that was just a huge turning point in my life. I knew I had potential. I knew that I could help people. I just didn't know how that would happen. And so once I started staying focused and getting out of the pity party and sitting on my couch going, "Oh, woe is me," but going, "I'm better than this. There is a purpose in my life. I don't know what it is right now. I need to find it." And that started me on a journey of personal development, going through some different mastermind programs, And then shortly after that, closing my business, and there were a lot of different things that happened after that, but I can remember that as being a turning point in my life. And it really starts with knowing what you want and then making the decision to do what it takes to get there.
Awesome. And I hear that word action there is that, being an action taker and doing something, sometimes we get in that paralysis, where we're still sitting on the couch, 2 years later, still thinking the same thing we were thinking 2 years before. And that's just taking that first step. I can't remember who famous quote it is, Abraham Lincoln. I don't know, taking the first step. You don't have to know the whole journey, but you do have to take the first step. But
Exactly.
I think that, sort of shows your bravery and also your courage, which
Yeah.
is a very common characteristic of our Women of Worth award winners as well. So I do want to ask, and as you mentioned, because you kind of mentioned sort of thinking down the road, I've been asking all the award winners, 100 years from now, what is somebody going to say when they hear the name Debbie Morton? What is that legacy that you want to leave?
I hope that what's associated with my name is that everyone who wants success can have success. I just want to empower individuals to know that you have greatness within you and never lose sight of where it is that you want to be, because you can absolutely get there. And and i just I, I pray that the ripple effect that I make, I went from sitting on the couch alone with my dog to now leading a community of hundreds of entrepreneurs, people who want more for themselves. And that hundred is going to turn into thousands. It's going to turn into tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. And um, whether or not my name is attached to that or not, I just want to know that lives have changed because I stepped out of my own comfort zone and took the action to change my own life. And I'm paying that forward so others can change theirs.
Oh, how amazing. And that just exemplifies why this award is so perfect for you and that ripple of blessings. I also like point out that sometimes it's not your name, it's sort of your energetic footprint, right? Like that sends that ripple, it's because
Mhm.
you did something while you were here that someone else is able to do what they wanted
Absolutely.
to into the future. So congratulations
Thank
on
you.
all the things that you have accomplished, Debbie, and all the things that you're going to yet do because you are not stopping yet. I mean,
I've
you
only
are
just gotten
you are
started.
just beginning.
I
I
will
know.
never stop working at this point. I love it. I love helping people, and that for me is just a massive reward. That is success. Success isn't measured in how much money you have in the bank. It's a result of the impact that you make in other people. Success is helping others, and and that's my goal. That's what I want to do.
I love it. So can you share with people how they can get connected with you, Debbie? Because I am certain they are going to be inspired.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would love to, if you want something more, if you want to get out of the 9 to 5, if you are a solopreneur and you're wondering, how do I get more presence on social media? How do I get more people reaching out to me instead of me bugging my friends and family? I can equip you with some different tools and strategies that can help you. And really, it all starts with just let's have a conversation, because no two people are the same. And that's one of the challenges, or one of the frustrations that I see out there, is everybody's schlepping their products. Join my program and you can make 100,000 doing this. You can make 100,000 doing that. But you know what? Not everybody's the same. And having been on the journey that I am, I would start down one road and go, nope, that didn't work. I'd start down another path. Nope, that didn't work. Didn't like that either. Not that it's a bad thing. It just wasn't right for me. But it exposed me to so many things that I'd love to get to know you. I'd love to learn, what are your goals? Where do you want to be? What are some of the struggles that you're having? And maybe there's some different strategies that can help you. So at the bottom is Debbie at success.com, or success, I'm sorry, successwithdebbie.com/session. You can book a complimentary 30-minute call with me. I'd love to learn more about you and your goals. And let's just see if there's something that you could be doing that can move you forward and help you reach your goals a little sooner.
Oh, thank you so much, Debbie. I highly recommend that you book your call with Debbie and get to know her genius. And I have no doubt that you can help just about anybody who hops on that call with you. So
I
thank you so
promise you'll
much.
leave the call having gotten value.
Yes,
That's my
absolutely,
promise.
and you will. Thank you so much, Debbie Morton. I'm so honored to have you be a Woman of Worth award winner for 2022. You are that woman of worth, and you are impacting the rest of the world and making that footprint in history. And so thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Can I toot your horn a little bit? Because Sherri, I met you online. I don't know,
Yeah,
it's probably been about 2 years ago.
yeah.
And the beauty of this online world is we get to connect with amazing people. You and I have never met in
No.
person yet. I know we will. And yet I consider you one of my dearest friends. You've been an inspiration to me. I
Oh,
love your energy and I love what you're doing in
oh.
spotlighting and highlighting others. You're an amazing person and I want to say thank you to you as well.
Oh, thank you so much, and that makes me feel so good, so thank you so much for
Oh,
that, and yes, we will meet one day.
one of these days.
And it's so important who you spend your time around, and Debbie Morton is one of those people you definitely wanna do that with, so thanks again, Debbie.